Let's compare the Spot Gen 4 to the ACR Bivy Stick. Which one do you like better? Well, I'll tell you which one I like better at the end. So real quick, you can see they may not look like the same size, but as far as overall the size and weight, they're similar. The ACR Bivy Stick's thinner and taller, but the Spot Gen 4 is a little bit wider. They're about the same thickness. Spot Gen 4 might be slightly thicker, but weight-wise, they're about the same. But they do different things. Let me tell you about the Spot Gen 4 first. So the Spot Gen 4, one-way satellite communicator, and is not global pole-to-pole coverage. There are gaps, so check out the coverage map. It has the SOS here, has a custom message here, and then you've got a check-in, tracking, and then a custom message here. So you really have potential for 2 custom messages. But then there's screws on the back here, and there are 4 AAA batteries, and you can get rechargeable batteries if you want, but even regular batteries will last at least a month, if not 2 months. And then also in the back here is where you would hook up the USB cable, and that's where you would download information or software updates, things like that. Well, it's a small device. It only is a one-way satellite communicator, so you can send out a few messages, but you cannot receive any. So when you hit this SOS button, search and rescue will know where you're at generally, but they will not be able to communicate with you. So family and friends can also see where you're at, because when you hit this tracking button, when you select who your contacts are and who gets to see you, then if they know what to look for and have that email, then they will be able to select it, click on it, and then see where you're at if you actually let them know. The reason why I bring that up is because too many people, and my family included here, is I'll send them a message saying, here, you can track me on whatever device I'm on, and they won't ever use it. My wife will be like, where are you at? What's going on? I'm like, I sent you a link. You can know exactly where I'm at. Come on. Anyway, make sure whoever you want to know where you're at, they know what that message is and how to use it. You might have to walk them through it, say, hey, click on this, you can do this and that. Just make sure you do that, because most people aren't aware. Maybe they're too busy and they don't care. Hopefully they care if you're overdue. If not, then you got other issues. All right, so that's the Spot Gen 4. Let's talk about the ACR Bivy Stick for a second. Now this is blue instead of green and black, because this was the Bivy Stick Blue before ACR bought them out. And then ACR changed the logo and changed the colors. Just want to give you a heads up. ACR is coming out with a Bivy Stick mesh. I don't know when it's coming out. I suspect it's in 2024, but we'll see. So on this Bivy Stick, you have a power button here, a check-in button here. There's a light here that gives a status, and down here is where you hold this flap back and it has SOS. Select it for about 3 seconds, or hold it down for 3 seconds, and they'll come for you. There's also the USB cable down here, or I would say USB-C or A, whatever it is. Try here, and this is where you would update things or charge. So that's the basics of the ACR Bivy Stick. There is a connection back here that you could screw this in or on a mount of some sort. The ACR Bivy Stick is one of my favorite satellite communicators. Now, I am always honest with you guys. It's not as high up as the Garmin the Mini 2 and the GPS Map 67i, but it is a great satellite communicator. The thing I'll just tell you right now is basically, I mean, you could use this as a standalone device and send a check-in message and call for help. And it's not call for help, but you would send a message basically, and then they would know where you're at. But if you want a two-way message and you want to look at the map and navigate, you have to be connected with your smartphone. And this is one of the things that irritates me about the Bivy Stick, is because I don't like to use my smartphone. Now, I do like the convenience of it. Don't get me wrong there, but if I'm out on a long backpacking trip, I don't want to rely on my smartphone because my battery dies so quickly. So you better have a way to recharge that device and even recharge the ACR Bivy Stick. But the great thing about the ACR Bivy Stick is when you're connected to your smartphone, you have the big maps. It's super easy to message, and you can get some pretty detailed weather, and everything is going to be on the screen for you to see that. But these maps are really nice. I almost like the ACR Bivy Stick maps better than the Garmin maps, because it gives you everything from a trailhead or a place where you can hike, mountain bike, raft, campgrounds, has all these different things, and then you can filter and say, okay, I only want to look at mountain biking trails. It's a really powerful map. I love that map. The other thing that I love about the Bivy Stick, and this is one of the things that pushes it up a little bit in my opinion, as far as what I like the best, is with a certain subscription, anybody who has this, you can see the other person on your smartphone, on your screen. You can see everybody in your party where they're at. So if you split up and say, hey, I'm going to go up here and look at this waterfall, and somebody says, okay, I'm going to go over over here and find a campsite and get it all ready. If you split, then you're able to, one, still communicate, and number two, you can see where each other's at. So what do I like the best? Well, I'll tell you, if I wanted to only rely on the device itself, you know, boy, that's hard because this only offers a little bit and it's only one-way satellite communicator. But I would choose this if you don't have a lot of money and you just want something on your pack. Other than that, I'm always going to go with the ACR Bivy Stick over the Gen 4 because you can send a check-in message and you can select the SOS button from this device. But when synced with your smartphone, you can two-way message. It's got the big screen. You can see where you're at with the navigation. You can filter on the maps what type of outdoor activity you want, and then you can also get the weather forecast. So there's so many things you can do, and then you can see where the other people in your party are at with a certain subscription and if they have a Bivy Stick also. So it's hands down for me. This costs a little bit more for the ACR Bivy Stick, but I do like it better. I just don't like to have to be synced to my smartphone. But if you don't have a lot of money, you may want to get the Spot Gen 4, at least have something on your pack. So there you have it. My favorites of these two, ACR Bivy Stick, but this was one of my first ones. So if you don't have money, you want something, at least get that. Thanks for joining me at Outdoor Emergency Tech here in Colorado, and I'll see you back soon in another video.